M4A1, M4A3E2, M4A3, M4 what? So many M4s, but which one should I play? Welcome to my new video with some tips for the American Shermans and the American lineup before 6.0. It is no secret that I like to play with the American 6.0 lineup, where my main tank is the M4A3E276 Jumbo. But before we can play this tank, we have to deal with some serious enemies at the BR 5.3 and 5.7 and take our Shermans into the battle. I see a lot of players struggle with the Shermans, and I struggle too. So let's take a closer look to find out what's behind this and how we can play them properly. First, let's look at the American tanks at rank 3 and 4 where the Shermans are. Among all the M4s there are not only Shermans but also the Jumbos. The Jumbos are the M4 versions with the E2 at the end. In my experience, only the Jumbos have some decent armor you can brawl with, because with America we will face a lot of Panther and Tigers and their guns can easily destroy the Shermans. So the first thing we want to consider while playing the Shermans is that we have almost no armor. You might bounce some shots, but most of the time the enemy can easily destroy you. Okay, so we just take the Jumbo at the BR 5.3 into the battle and use the armor. You can do this, but the disadvantage is that this Jumbo has the weaker 75mm gun. I really had some hard times to even destroy a Tiger H1 with this Jumbo, not mentioning the Tiger 2P in a full up tier match. The later version at the BR 6.0 has both, the armor and the better 76mm gun. And here are the good news. All the Shermans above the BR 5.0 already have the 76mm gun, stabilizers and some good gun depression. And we can even destroy the Tiger 2P with this gun. That was a lot of information but also important, because knowing all this we can detect that our lineup for America before the BR 6.0 is a full support lineup. In my lineup I totally ignored the Jumbo with the 75mm gun at the BR 5.3. Because even in a full down tier match where I have to brawl at the capture points with the Tigers and Panther, I am no serious threat to them. I might have some luck penetrating the cupola, but even with the better ammunition I can't really fight them. When we have to play as a support, we play from the second row or flank. In this match I picked the M4A1 with a BR of 5.0 and the match was at 5.7. The map is Eastern Europe with domination and I go on the left side of the river to use my support route and flank the enemy. My first key position is at this house and here you can see the advantage of the stabilizer. I stopped and was immediately able to shoot precisely. My team is pushing at B and I clear the side in front of me so that I can detect the enemy. B is still uncaptured and there is absolutely no need for me to push at this moment. Be patient. My advantage at this key position is that I have the solid cover through the house to my left and that I can stay put. The enemy has to drive into my line of fire when he wants to capture B, and when an enemy wants to push on my side of the river, I can detect him by the sound of the engine. Now have a look at the M4 that got destroyed. This tank is at a BR 3.7 and has no chance to survive when he engaged at a capture point. After the M18, my team captured B and I stayed right there to defend it. Another tip is to go hull down. But since there are only few hull down positions in a town, I peek and boom and the stabilizer is again the extra edge I need. Another enemy tries to clear B, but not on my watch. I struggled a lot with the Shermans and the American lineup before 6.0. The problem is the lack of a good heavy tank to brawl at the capture points. As I always recommend, when I have a full down tier match then I have to brawl at the capture points with the enemies and set the pace of the match. And now you can hear the tracks and the engine sound of another tank. A quick look on the minimap shows me that there is no teammate around me, so it has to be an enemy. First I send some artillery that maybe will hit the enemy and detect it. I can't see him in front of me, so he's got to be behind me. And there is the Tiger 1. I drive forward to let him drive into my line of fire. Then things got a bit hasty, I missed my first shot and he wasn't able to destroy me in one shot. And now you can see why the 76mm gun is so important. With the 75mm I wouldn't have been able to win this fight. After I repaired my engine, I move onward to push with my team and maintain the front line. My team already pushed to the capture point that is closer to the enemy spawn, and with this I move on to my last key position for the support route. In the end I didn't die and destroyed 10 enemy tanks by using the Shermans as support tanks, no matter if I have a down tier or up tier match. I hope you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe and leave some comments if you want to. Hope to see you in game soon.